Hey you guys, what is going on? This is your good guy here, Prince Onyx, coming to you for the long-awaited review and recap of the 2-hour season finale that is Empire from Fox. Anyway, hold on, just get myself well adjusted. I was, I was making sure that I came here all fresh and dolled up for you guys, looking handsome as usual. Anyway, today's video is brought to you by the color yellow, and yellow stands for intellect and confidence. And with that being said, let's go right ahead, let's move into it. So as I told you guys, what I'm going to do for the finale is I'm going to, look at it and also, do the review at the same time. I have it on mute, and the good thing about this mute, because I have, with Comcast, it's like I have two different things going on or whatever. So it's like I have the Comcast mute and then the TV mute, so I'm using the TV mute, which gives me the subtitles. So as we all remember, starting off in the episode, Lucious was playing the piano, or at least trying to, and then he, it was something with his eye and hand coordination that was really getting messed up, and he just wasn't really feeling it. And then Becky had came in and she was asking him about, the whole thing with Hakeem's party and something about Snoop Dogg performing, and Becky was just like, hey, you use your inside voice when you're talking to me. So it's like, hey, Becky done stepped up and said, hey, cut all that dumb shit. Just because you dying don't mean you can be an asshole. Anyway, he then had a flashback, and then basically it was him, Cookie, Hakeem, Jamal, Andre, and Carol back at their old house. And it was, Cookie was pretty much telling him about fixing some song, because he was, ironically working on, he was playing the piano, and she was telling him to, fix it or whatever. And then, he's just pretty much, playing the piano and getting his shit together and stuff like that. And, yeah, so he was just pretty much rapping some song, and he's having a flashback, and I guess it was like he was really just, he was kind of out of it, as you can see. He was really kind of out of it or whatever. Anyway, Becky had came in, and then she was telling him about how, Cookie is not in town because Lucious told Becky to go ask Cookie about the whole party situation and all that stuff. And then, talking about the IPO closing and just Jamal released the album and all this different stuff going back and forth. And then, then we have Hakeem and his crew, and he's just, spitting a hot freestyle. And then this is also when his father, during this, little freestyle, when he was, rapping bars amongst his friends, his phone was ringing. One of his boys picked it up and was like, hey, it's your father. And he was just like, I ain't finna talk to him, because he had, sent Camila away the last episode. Pause for a second. You know what, you guys? I think that, oh shit, let me put this on pause. I think that with Macy Gray's character Tasha written off and out of the series, and I doubt she'll even come back in season 2, I feel as though this isn't the last that we've seen of Camila, Naomi's Campbell character. I feel like she might end up coming back in season 2. It's just a matter of, when she does come back, and if she does find out that, well, that's basically, it's not really a spoiler alert, but when Camila does find out that Lucious isn't dying of ALS, will she then try to convince Hakeem and possibly Andre to, do what they need to do? In other words, put something hot in their father's chest, or, knock off Jamal? You know what I'm saying? Will she convince them to try to kill one of the two in order for Hakeem to get Empire or whatever? I don't know. It's just a little theory, just a little thought that I wanted to share with you all, because it just, when you think about it, it's just like, okay, well, we know that she probably wasn't completely sent off to the airport. Malcolm could have dropped her off at her house, or he could have dropped her off somewhere else, and she could be waiting, to come back later down the line. Because I feel like this isn't the last that we've seen of Hakeem and Camila's relationship, unless Lee Daniels and Danny Strong bring in another older woman, and that's Hakeem's new lover. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like maybe her and Camila have a confrontation in season 2. Just some thoughts that I wanted to put out there. So pretty much, Becky and Lucious were walking, and they were pretty much talking about a lot of the stuff that was going on, asking where's Andre, where's Jamal at, and just like a lot of different things. And just, Lucious pretty much was thinking about, he was talking about how his tribute concert was in 1 week, and, the billboard is gonna say Cookie Lion presents the Lucious Lion sound, and she was just in the background smiling because she was just so proud of him. And he said that this is gonna be my last show because he still of course thinks that he's dying of the ALS. So he was really in this moment in the season finale. Really, it was like slowly but surely he was really coming to terms with his death. The fact that he needed to pick one of his sons, to be the successor. He got the concert going on with them. He has the concert happening in a week. The IPO is about to close. They're about to, go public. And he was just like, hey, I need Cookie. Can you go find her for me? And, Becky just had the look on her face like, I don't know where she is. I don't even know if I can find her. Like, ugh. Then we find out that Cookie and Malcolm, of course, got away. Like in the last episode when she ran to Malcolm and she was like, can we get away? Can we just go somewhere and be alone? And so, he took her out to this wonderful, like, winter cabin in the, probably up north or whatever. Because this is probably, I think for this scene, they may have shot it in either Chicago or New York. Because those are, like, the two filming locations. So, with that being said, they probably shot it somewhere up north, either in northern Illinois or northern Chicago or whatever. And so they go into the cabin, and Cookie was just looking through all the paperwork. She was just like, hey, T.I. just hit me up and he wants to come and perform this song. All these artists that he's performed with, like, God, I'm just doing all this stuff and it's gonna be billed Cookie Lion Presents. And Malcolm was just like, well, could Cookie Lion Presents take a break? And then of course we know what happens next. They ended up getting all hot and steamy, and he was just like, we can go, I think he said we can go as fast as you want to go or as slow as you want to go or something like that. It was something, sensual and seductive, and they just, did what it do. And it was a very beautiful scene, the black on black, the black on black love, and just the skin touching each other, and just, it was a very beautiful scene, and I enjoyed it. And I mean, we all knew it was coming eventually. Like, girl, listen, Cookie, you already gave it to Lucious. It was bound to happen that you was going to give it to Malcolm. And it's like, this is the guy that you really should be with. Because it's like, we all know Lucious is an ornery motherfucker. Like, he don't give a fuck about anybody but himself. And we really found that out during this finale. Like, man, listen, Lucious, to be honest, y'all, I don't even think Lucious really thinks of himself as a king. But more so thinks of himself as a god. Like, he's invincible. Can't nobody stop him. Can't nobody touch him. He just let all the opulence and the riches and the fact that he thought he was going to die, which we get to down the line, he just let all that stuff get to his head, and it's just like he's become a different person. He's no longer the Lucious Lion that Cookie knew from 17 years ago. He's no longer the Lucious Lion that his sons knew, growing up with him after, when their mother was with them, and after she went to jail. It was just he became very different. So it was just so crazy and so interesting. So next we see Lucious pretty much walking down the hall, and I think he's walking with the medical assistant, the guy who helps him with his shots and stuff like that. And he's pretty much, setting up the cameras, getting ready for he's getting ready for a press conference. That's what it is. Yeah, getting ready for a press conference. Then he was talking about where's Ryan, because he was saying where's Ryan because he was pretty much asking where's Ryan because he wanted him to film more for the documentary because he still has the documentary going on. And then Becky let him know that, Ryan is actually with Jamal at his signing tonight, so he's not going to be available. And I wonder should I get to this now or later. You know what? I'm going to just put this out there because, okay, yesterday No, it was the day before yesterday, and it was it was the day before yesterday, and I think it was Saturday too, but I want to say it was probably half and half. I was listening to, if you guys don't know, this other YouTuber named Trini Trent. He's a really good guy. You guys should look him up. That is TRINITRENT, and there's a space between those. He's a really great guy, and he has a podcast that he does with one of his friends, Terry Tarot, who is also he's the creator of a black web series. I think he's the creator of the black web series No Shade, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's the creator of that. and they had this episode on the podcast called "Why Men Cheat," and they touched on, they when they talked about heterosexual men, it was pretty much talking about, man of color, black man specifically, and when they got to a certain part, Trini Trent had brought up Empire, and he was talking about how, like, because they went from heterosexual to homosexual, and pretty much he was talking about how, like, with Jamal's character, when he was with Michael, it was like an actual relationship. Like, you saw thought my phone was going off. You saw the love and support between them. You saw such passion, and you saw, basically what a relationship should be. You're building and growing together. You saw what a relationship between two men is supposed to, like, mirror or, imitate in a sense. And then he mentioned how with the new boyfriend Ryan, who's black, how him and Jamal are black, and how Trini Trent was saying that it almost seems like they only brought they only brought him into the story just for lust and just for, like, sexual purpose. And to be honest, it didn't hit me until he had said that, because I was thinking, like, you know what, it makes sense. This is, I know I'm probably getting ahead of myself, but I wanted to share this with you all. It makes sense because when you think about it, Jamal and Ryan only had, like, that one date when they went out to go get drinks, and that was pretty much it. And the only other time we saw them was, like, here and there. They were talking about they were talking about different stuff. That time Jamal was in the studio recording a song for Lola. Shit, that was about, goddamn, I think that was about it. We only saw them like damn near a couple of times together, and that was really it. We didn't really see them really create a relationship. It really does seem like Ryan was only brought in just for lust and just, sexual purpose, and that was pretty much it. He was pretty much brought in just for sex, not really a real relationship. Because, of course, as we know later in the finale, Jamal and Ryan ended up having sex. And the funniest part is, they had sex on Lucious's desk, but that ends up becoming Jamal's desk, when he gets Empire. So I was just wondering throughout this entire, after that part, I was just wondering, so did Jamal ever clean that desk? Because it was just like, did you ever clean that desk? Because all the sweat and whatever else y'all created on that desk, please tell me that y'all cleaned it up afterwards. Like, oh boy, that shit was such a key. It was so fucking funny because I was just like, please tell me that they cleaned up that desk, because, child, that's now your desk. You're the head of Empire now. Like, please tell me that you cleaned that desk, or at least got a new one and threw the old one out, because, child, that was a fool. Anyway, so yeah, pretty much next after Becky and Lucious were talking at the building, pretty much Jamal and Ryan, they were at the signing, and pretty much they were at the signing, and he was met by two brothers, and one of them said that he wanted to thank Jamal for coming out because it helped him to come out to his brother, and he was just so thankful for him because he looks up to Jamal for he's like being like an icon, not an icon, but being like a role model to him or whatever. So it was really good to see that. It was really good to see that he thanked him and stuff, and it was just really good to see Jamal selling records. And then basically, I didn't even catch that part, but Jamal was telling Ryan that, oh yeah, you can go to gotta put this on pause. He was telling him you can go to Hakeem's event and go record that because I know my father is paying you a lot of money, and I don't want to take money off the table for you. And Ryan was just like, no, I'm not going to leave after what he did to you. And he was referring to the whole Lola incident, like when Jamal's daughter went from being his daughter to being his sister. So with that being said, next we see Malcolm and Cookie, and they are just laying down and they are just talking, and they having some nice little pillow talk, and she was just like talking about Jamal and Hakeem, and she was just like he pretty much, Malcolm told her that, oh yeah, Camila didn't take Malcolm's money, so Cookie was just like, she was just like, well, damn, like, I just, you know what, I just wish he would just drop dead. Like, Cookie is so over Lucious at this point. She really don't give a fuck about him. Like, you can tell that she really, really doesn't give a fuck about him. I'm at the 15-minute mark right now. I'm trying to watch the time because this. Anyway, I'm trying to watch the time because this episode is so long. I'm trying to hit all the major points. But if I miss anything, y'all already know. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what I missed. So, of course, we then see Snoop Dogg, and he's basically talking about how he's, you know, working with Lucious Lyon, and the whole thing about Lucious Lyon saying, you know, sharing the wealth with the artists and letting the artists take back their music, and the whole streaming services and all that good stuff. Because, you know, in this series, they do touch on, you know, they do touch on music becoming, the music industry becoming so different thanks to technology nowadays. They do touch on that. And pretty much, you know, it's a matter of Empire keeping up with the times in a sense. Also, if you guys noticed, the rapper Titan, he ended up, you know, he ended up joining Empire instead of going back to Creedmoor. So apparently, you know, Lucious somehow, they got him out of jail, beat his case or whatever when he shot that guy, and he's now on Empire. So that was pretty interesting that they brought Titan back into the situation, because I think during that episode where it was Empire versus Creedmoor after the whole Anika fiasco, we saw how I think they did mention Titan a couple of times when it came to the different artists who were going here, who's staying here, who's going where. I think they did mention Titan a couple of times, but it was nice of them to bring Titan back into the mix. And other than that, they pretty much, you know, talked about the performance of they were pretty much talking about the performance tonight, and then they were asking about Jamal and Hakeem's albums and what did he think. And, you know, Lucious was just like, well, tonight we're talking about Hakeem. So, you know, you kind of already answered your question. He was more focused on Hakeem than he was with Lucious. And then the female reporter was just like, oh, well, she read some quote by Jamal, and she was just like, you know, well, he is kind of like you in a musical way, and even in a business way. He is basically like a spitting image of you and very talented. So, you know, he did drop his album today, and Hakeem had yet to drop his album, which was like a few days later, because the plan originally was to have them both drop their albums at the same time. But with everything that was going on, they just, I guess, decided to split the dates up. However that worked, I don't know. And you know, then all of a sudden, Lucious had got an injunction from Beretti, basically saying that he was going to sabotage the concert. And basically, with that being said, it was because Beretti still owned Lucious's masters. And a good point, and a good thing that Justin J had brought up on his channel was that a good thing he brought up on his channel when he did his review was that a lot of these artists, they're performing and recording these songs, but they don't own the masters to them. And then on top of that, here's the thing: when you sign to a major label, and if you know, that's why it pays to read, they pretty much own the masters to the songs. So if you leave this label and, you know, go to another label, or if you become, you know, if you become wealthy over a certain amount of time and you want to buy some of your catalog back, or you want to buy all of your catalog maybe at once or in parts, it costs like, I think it costs anywhere from like the $100,000s to damn near millions, because the label is still banking off of those songs. And so it's like, you know, you can get the masters to your songs, to the songs that you recorded back in the day. They're just going to cost you a shitload of money. So, you know, when you do become wealthy at a certain point, or you reach a certain point of wealth where you want to buy your masters back, because I think Michael Jackson, before he died, I think he owned his masters. I think Mariah Carey, as of now, I think she owns her masters. I don't know if Beyonce owns hers. I don't know if Jay-Z owns his. But it's certain artists that I think own their masters, the master records, and others who don't, and probably don't even know that they don't own theirs. So it's very up in the air. That's why, again, this show touches on so much stuff. It's so much more than hip-hop and R&B and just the music industry, and it's so much more than the drama. It has different things in there. It's just each person is entitled to their own opinion, and everybody sees something different. So it is what it is. Anyway, Hakeem and his crew, they did show up finally before Snoop Dogg went on, and he was just like, you know, Lucious was very happy to see him because it was just like, you know, I was counting on you, you know, are you ready for this? You know, hey, let's get to it. And, you know, of course, Snoop Dogg performed his new song "Peaches and Cream," which I heard on, which I listened to iTunes before I saw the live performance on here, and it sounded really good because this album, for his new album Bush, I believe he teamed up with Pharrell. Anyway, if y'all didn't see that arrow, you know, side eye. He teamed up with Pharrell, and it's like, here's the thing, I'm not going to knock Pharrell because he is a good producer, he's a phenomenal producer. It's just his opinions and views on certain things, you know, and him being the new black, I'm not rocking with that. So it is what it is. But anyway, so yeah, Snoop Dogg was pretty much performing, and then Hakeem, he had got up there, Titan had knocked down the drum, he made a beat. First Snoop Dogg started freestyling, then Hakeem, he had went up on stage. And he spit a good freestyle, but he treated the fuck out of his father. And it was so fucking hilarious because it was just like, damn, he said something about, I'll take your bitch. And it's like, you know, Lucious lying, he can't keep his family together for shit, yada, yada, yada. Of course, he didn't say shit. Well, he says, you know, something to that extent of like Lucious lying can't keep his family together. And, you know, he's reckless and ruthless and all this stuff. And he just ain't right. And all this shit. And it's just like, damn, like Hakeem dissed his own father in front of everybody, including Snoop Dogg. And then Titan, who was beating on the drum, he was like, I had no idea about this, Mr. Lion. Like, please don't drop me. Like, you know, I hope we all good, because I didn't even know he was gonna say this. He was just like, I ain't know nothing about this. Like, please don't fire me. Please don't drop me. It was just like, damn. But you could see it in Hakeem's eye that he was ready to treat the fuck out of his father. Like, he didn't give a damn. Like, he just went up there. And it's just, I'm watching the scene right now because it's like, you know, my memory is coming back or whatever. He was just talking about how, you know, his father got so much power that he's a devil, he's a poor fool, he can't keep his family together. They say that he's the king, well, I'm the prince. I'ma run the empire and leave with your bitch. I'm gone. Threw the damn mic. He threw the mic down. He threw the mic down and walked off. And Lucious was so pissed. He was so pissed. You know, Hakeem and his crew, they had walked off, and he was just like, oh, while he was like walking all bossed up, chains swinging to the left and to the right, and Lucious was just like, Hakeem, bam, he knocked his ass clean out. And Hakeem got up just like, oh shit. How you gonna do me? And then spit blood on the floor, looked his father in the eye and just left. But boy, Lucious knocked his ass clean the fuck out. Just, ooh, Lord, just, ooh, damn. Now, while this is on commercial, do y'all think that they killed Vernon off too soon? And do you also think that they underutilized him? Because a lot of people say the same thing, that Malik Yoba's character Vernon was pretty much killed off too soon, and I agree. And he was very much underutilized. All right, let's get back to it. So pretty much, Jamal is at Hakeem's place, and he was just like, damn, like, yo, this is harsh. You gotta at least respect our dad. He's dying. And Hakeem was like, I hate his ass. Fuck him. And what was interesting was that Hakeem said, we can leave this label. I can go to somebody else. He was even though he was saying that, oh, you know, I'm not gonna really go to Creedmoor or whatever, you know, Hakeem just pretty much let Jamal know, you know, to me and you never signed any contracts. Just because he's our father, that's why we're on Empire. That's why we're on the roster. He never signed us the contracts. We can leave his ass and go somewhere. So, you know, he was just like, I'm not walking away, but I'm just going to a different label. And then Jamal was saying, no, you can't do that. He was like, I never signed any contracts. There's no paperwork. Like, Lucious thinks he owns us. Like, you know, he don't own shit. He don't own us. And, you know, that was interesting. That's another thing, unless you're signed to a contract. You know what I'm saying? So, Lucious came into Cookie's office looking for her. Portia was in there on the computer looking up something. I guess she was looking up what happened last night. And child, Portia, she fucking spilt the damn tea too soon. Instead of drinking it, she spilt it. And she was just like, oh, she's up there in Berkshire, whatever, at that resort, and she was just like, oh shit. She was like, you know what? I don't know nothing. I ain't know nothing since Y2K. So, you know, forget about everything that I just said. Girl, damn, Portia, like shit. I swear, listen, if I was listen, my character that I'm thinking about in my head, if I was Portia's little brother and I was in the office with her, I would have just looked at her like, damn, girl, really? You about to cost us our jobs, motherfucker? Like, damn, your ass is stupid. But anyway, next we see the lovely Jennifer Hudson, who is playing Michelle White, the nurse from the musical therapy nurse from the, not the asylum, but the mental institution, well, mental rehab center. Andre is walking into the church, and he was just like, you know, he came to her because he really has nobody else to turn to, and he was letting her know that he tried to go back to work, but it's just so hard, and he doesn't feel right being in that environment anymore. And it was just like, you know, Michelle was just telling him that maybe God is trying to tell you to try something else. Instead of the shoes and suit and tie, maybe you should try something else for a change. And she was pretty much like, come on, I'll, you know, show you my church, you know, show you around the church. So next we see Cookie come in after her and, you know, Malcolm's rendezvous, and she's showing her sister Carol the building of Empire, and she's just like, come check out your little sister's empire. Well, no, I think Cookie's the older sister. Come check out your sister's empire. You know, this will all be mine when the IP closed, and you know my name is on that concert, right? I'm doing the damn thing. Like, you know, Lucious is on his way to hell because the devil wants his ass back. So, you know, I'm building Jamal up and all this good stuff. And then she was looking for something. She was just like, where the hell is it? Like, oh shit, you know, yeah, girl, whatever, da-da-da-da, like, and then, you know, Carol was just like, ooh, check out this fancy security system. Yes, that's love. And then Cookie, her damn ID card wasn't working. That bitch said access denied. Next thing you know, the security guards all surrounded her ass, and she was just like, well, what the fuck? Like, what the hell is this? What's really good? What's really going on? And it's like, you know, when Lucious found out that basically Cookie cheated on him, he pretty much dropped her ass to the side. And this is where, you know, I agree with Carol D. Mitchell, because it's like, you know, Cookie should have been, I feel like this. If Cookie was in jail for 17 years, 9 times out of 10, there's a library in like almost every damn prison. At least I think there still is. I've never been to prison or jail. Don't plan on going. But there, you know, in the different movies that we've seen about jail and prison or whatever, and like on Orange is the New Black, 9 times out of 10, there's a library in these prisons, and you can go read up on things like law. You can read books and, you know, educate yourself on things of that nature. And instead of doing that, it's like she would have, if she did that, she would have known, she would have had a team of lawyers, like Carol said, and she would have just, you know, she would have came to Lucious and been about her business. Not all this petty drama, but she would have came to Lucious and been about her business. But when Lucious found out that she cheated on him, you know, he pretty much told her, you were never on the board of executives or whatever, because you were a felon, and you can't, you know, if you're a felon, you can't really be on one. Which it's just like, damn, is that true? It might be. You know, y'all can look it up and tell me. And you know, he was just like, hey, you know, your name is no longer on the banner, this, that, and just like, you know, it is what it is. And Cookie just let his ass know, you're on a dark path, Lucious, and you're going straight to hell. Because it was just like, you know, he pretty much kicked her out of her own place. You know, it's just like, it's funny how he dropped Cookie, but he didn't fire Malcolm. So it was just like, you know, again, after everything Cookie's done for you, you know, you still treat her like shit. And then let's not forget to mention that once she went to jail, you dropped her ass, you basically cheated on her with several women, picked up Anika along the way, then cheated on Anika with several women, and then, you know, here you are pretty much still shitting on her, like, you know, pretty much kicking her to the curb, and just, you know, basically because she's a felon, she can't be on the the board of directors, because, you know, once the place goes public or whatever. But she just let his ass know, you're going down and you're going straight to hell, you know. And she said, I'm not gonna let you take my company with you. 17 years, bitch, 17 years. And she was just like, you know, everybody is waiting for you to die. That's all it's gonna take is for your ass to drop, and then we all good. So she just, you know, she walked out the office, and she just, you know, she let his ass know, people waiting for your ass to die. I built this motherfucker. Me. 17 years, bitch. That was all me. She just let his ass know, 17 years, bitch, that was all me. 17 fucking years. So she just let his ass know. And, yeah. But anyway, oh yeah, so I was listening to the Combat Jack Show, which is another podcast, and Charlemagne Show, The Brilliant Idiots, this past week, and they both had Malik Yoba on there, and he pretty much told them that his character Vernon never even had a bio. He never had a background story or none of that, so he actually had to come up with one on his own. Then on top of that, Malik found out that Vernon was going to die. This was like 5 days after the premiere, the first episode premiered, and Malik was down in Ferguson, and he was down in Ferguson doing something, and doing a charity event, and Lee Daniels had called him, and he was just like, Fox, they said somebody has to die, and we're gonna kill off Vernon, and he was just like, damn, really? Like, damn, really? But on the bright side, Lee Daniels did promise him that, in season 2 you can come back and be behind the scenes and direct an episode or 2. Hopefully they fill out some paperwork, because ain't nobody got no damn time for promises. I'm just calling it what it is. Just wanted to share that with you all. So anyway, Michelle and Andre, they are at the church, and she's pretty much telling him to bow his head and pray. And I just get the feeling, y'all, that Andre, maybe in season 2, that he is going to be with her. Pretty much. And then after that, Cookie comes in. Cookie and Malcolm are there at the office. She's been given 15 minutes to collect her personal belongings. Malcolm lets her know that he got a job offer over in Washington, D.C., and basically he gave her the offer to come with him, and she was just like, I wish I could, but it's like, I built all of this, and I'm not letting it go without a fight. I, went down for 17 years, and for this to be taken from me again, I refuse to go down without a fight. And then the guy had came in, and he was like, Miss Lyon, your time's up. And then, when her and Malcolm were close and they were kissing, she looked at him and smiled, because she heard that phrase before about how your time is up, when she went off to jail. And so it was a bittersweet moment, because you would have wished that Malcolm would have stayed, and then you also wish that she would have went with him to Washington, D.C. But then again, if Cookie leaves, there really is no empire, as quiet as it's kept. Anyway, I'm trying to think what happened after that. I ain't writing no notes down for this, y'all. I'm going along with what I see, and once I see a different scene, it comes back to me, what I'm saying? It plays back in my head. God damn it. Hold on. Whew, I'm telling y'all, maintaining this hair is not easy. Why does this side be looking lopsided as hell? Child. Anyway, so Cookie basically thanked Malcolm for, I guess, igniting a fire that was within her, a fiery passion, and it is what it is. So next, we see Andre talking to Lucious, and he was just letting his ass know, you need to start looking for a new CFO. I ain't finna be doing this shit no more. I'm not finna be, basically, long story short, I ain't finna be doing this. I ain't finna be participating in the devil's playground, aka the music industry, because now Andre he's turning his life over to God, and he was becoming a deacon, because at one point Michelle referred to him as Deacon Andre or whatever. So, Andre showed Lucious a magazine that was talking about Jamal and how Jamal is going to take over Empire, and he was just like, what's the point of me fighting if he's about to win Empire? He just threw it in his son's face, and Lucious was really trying to convince him to stay, because you play such a vital role. Empire needs you. You worked your ass off for this, but Andre was just letting him know that something's been missing in me for a long time, and in this darkness I was trying to fill this void, and I just couldn't. But, now I'm, going to God. I'm turning my life over to God. And this darkness and this void that once was there is starting to disappear. I'm finding my purpose is much more higher than that of music. And he was just, he just let his father know, it is what it is. I ain't got to listen to your ass no more. I'm going to God. I'm putting down the paperwork, and I'm picking up the Bible. I'm turning my life over to Jesus. Anyway, child bye. Anyway, let's see, what was next? Oh yeah, so Jamal was pretty much doing hella press work, and he was over at Club Leviticus promoting this new album, And Lucious, he just walked up behind him and he was just like, hey, like, can we talk for a minute, you know, right quick? Just me and you, no cameras or anything. The music is bumping, everybody's just dancing and just having themselves a good old time. And Lucious was just pretty much talking to him man to man, and he was just like, you know, so did you hear about the injunction, the whole thing I got with Beretti? And, you know, he was like, yeah, I heard about it. And, you know, he asked him, what are you going to do about it? The lawyer said that he can't move on it, and he's going to lock down half of my songs. And, you know, Jamal was just like, and I bet you it's times like these you wish you would have had Cookie. And he was just like, I'm in a different place now in my life. I'm writing these new songs. I mean, incredible, really fresh and just such great songs. And he was like, I just keep getting stuck. So can you, you know, can you help me out? Can you help your old man out? And Jamal was just like, you got writer's block. It is horrible. It's a horrible thing. And Lucious was just asking him, do you remember me talking to you about, you know, one of you taking over after me? He was like, I remember something like that. And he was like, well, I read a magazine article, and it called You, the Future of Empire. Do you believe that? And Jamal just looked at him like, you know, what he just looked. Jamal had the look in his face like, what do you want? And Lucious was working his magic, and he was like, you know, that magazine article called You, the Future of Empire. Do you believe that? Because I believe it. And with that being said, already Lucious pretty much took over. Jamal is now Lucious's puppet. It's sad, but you can just see that. Here's the thing. Lucious flipped the tables, and he pretty much started to accept Jamal regardless of his sexuality, because he needed Jamal to help him get through his writer's block, one. And then on top of that, when it came down to it, because really I think I'm just going to skip ahead because I'm at the 36-minute mark, and I mean, this could go on and on and on, but child, I don't need you two to be like, uh-oh, you reached a certain limit. But then again, they won't do that to me because I updated my channel a long time ago. But anyway, Lucious and Jamal, they had ended up going back to their old house, which Carol actually lives in with her family. She had gave Jamal a key, and they you know, did a song together or whatever. And before that, so yeah, Michelle and Andre, they were at the church, and you know, they were pretty much passing Bibles around. They were just talking, and he was just like, you know, for the first time in a long time, he feels safe, he feels at home, he feels at peace. And Michelle was just like, that's because you're here with God, and you know, God won't, you know, let you down. And so yeah, let me see. Oh yeah, so this is the part that I was just talking about. You know, Jamal and Lucious, they went to the old house, played the piano, they played the new song. It was really good. I just got to put this out there, because a lot of people, we were all talking about this when we were live tweeting. I don't know why the hell Lucious and Jamal was so close to each other. It damn near looked like they was about to kiss. Listen, I'm just telling y'all what it is. If you rewatch the finale, it looked like they was damn near about to kiss, because they were so close to each other. Like, I get it, y'all was all, you know, passionate at the moment. The music was just, you know, flowing through y'all veins. But it's just like, y'all was just so close. It was just so much homoerotica going on in that scene. I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like, God, I was just like, oh, please tell me they not about to kiss. Please, no. I refuse to. Nope. I was finna turn my head. I was finna leave the premises. Anyway, it was funny as hell how Lucious was just like, oh, well, at least you walk like a man. And at first he asked Jamal, oh, you brought me back here to the old place so I can throw your ass in the trash can again? Is that it? And he was just like, nah, dumbass. He ain't say that, but he was just like, no, dummy. You know, brought you here to, you know, come back to the music, brought you back to get into your roots of things, you know, back when we were younger. And during this time where they were playing this song, they were having flashbacks. It was a flashback about when he threw him in the trash. It was a flashback about when him and Andre were running around the house wrestling each other. And Jamal had looked at his father, and he was singing a song that Lucious was playing on the piano back in the day. And you know, he was just letting him know that even though you hated me because of who I am, I worship damn near the ground that you stand on. I worship the music that you made. I watched you work. And he thought that, you know, Jamal thought, well, if I made music, there's no way in hell that he wouldn't love me. You know, he thought that, you know, if I made music just as incredible as my father, there's no way in hell that he wouldn't love me, you know, for being just like him, even though he's different because of his sexuality. Anyway, they were playing the song, and I'm trying to see what the fuck happened after that, because On Demand has become so fucking shady, y'all. They don't even let y'all fucking fast forward any damn more shit. I'm trying to remember what happened because I'm at the 40-minute mark. Anyway, bear with me, y'all. Let me see. Let me just give y'all some side notes. I am actually at 232 subscribers as of today. So anyway, there's a glass of water right there. Let me go ahead and grab that. Distraction. Oh shit, damn. I've been talking for so damn long. Shit. Cause this scene, they just playing the song, y'all, and I'm just pretty much checking my phone, and they were pretty much talking, you know, they were pretty much talking. And it was also during this time that Lucious had a flashback about when he had killed some drug dealer from back in the day, and pretty much I think he was pretty much telling Jamal that you've never been to the dark places that I've been before, and I think Jamal was trying to tell him that he's never been to the dark places that he's been before. It was pretty much it was like, you know, you really ain't about that life and you ain't seen what I seen type of dialogue between them. And I was just like, you know, it is what it is. Say what? Child. So yeah, this is pretty much, we at the 41-minute mark. We'll be okay, y'all. We can get through this. Hopefully my memory kicks back in eventually. I'm just saying. Anyway. Ooh, damn. That's so funny. So yeah, the song that they sung was pretty incredible. Sure, this was probably one of the longest music sequences ever. But you could just tell there was such fire and heat and passion with this father-son collabo. Like you wouldn't see this with Lucious and Hakeem because they are on two different complete levels. But with Jamal and Lucious, you can just feel the energy and feel the fire and just, you know, you can just feel that they were just really in the heat of the passion and just in the heat in the moment. The music just took over them and it just flowed through their veins so artistically. It was just like, you know, damn. But again, in this scene when they were, you know, doing the song, they got so damn close. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, what the fuck? Because it was just like that, y'all too damn close. I'm sorry. Oh boy. Whew. Child, that shit was just a fucking fool. All I'm doing is checking my emails and tweets, y'all. That's about it. Oh, that's nice. Oh shit, damn. Child, ooh, damn. Child, the fact that Hell's Kitchen is that show still comes on, that's just, that shit is in fucking credible. Child, who the fuck is messaging me? For what? Oh, bye. Oh shit, we at the 44-minute mark. Well, listen, I might as well just go ahead and oh yeah, pretty much Jamal, Lucious was just like, that's how you do it, that's how you kill a fucking song. And Jamal was just like, you know that ain't your song, right? I helped your ass make that song. And he was just like, nah, son. You know, Jamal was just like, nah, son, you ain't taking this track. This is mine. You forget that this is Cookie Lion presents the Lucious Luscious sound, whatever, Lucious Lion sound or whatever. And this is when, you know, Lucious was like, hey, we got a deal. You helped me with a song, and then on top of that, you helped me with the Ready. And it was just like, you know, don't you got Vernon and lawyers to do that? He was like, you either gonna help me or you not, because if you want it, you gotta be willing to take it. Basically, Lucious and Cookie was telling Jamal the same damn thing, that in this industry, you gotta take it. You just can't sit around and just, you know, lay back and expect things to fall in your hand. It's just like, nah, fuck that. You gotta take it, because if you don't, there will be no empire. Then next we see Carol at the mansion, and she's just calling on Lucious, Lucious, Lucious. She was just calling on him, and Carol was just, she was in awe and shock at how big and beautiful this house was. And, you know, Cookie was just like, where the hell is he at? I'm gonna kill his ass. Where the fuck is he at? Da-da-da-da-da. Like, girl, be quiet. Shut up. Shh, be quiet. And then, you know, Lucious was just like, girl, what you want? Like, he just came out like, girl, what you want? And pretty much, Cookie really came there to warn him that, you know, Hakeem is finna go to Creedmoor, right? Because from what I've been hearing, and I don't even know how she heard this, probably from the streets or probably somebody in Hakeem's crew, somebody told Cookie, oh, she had the text messages that she showed him. And she had the text messages, and she was just like, hey, Hakeem is apparently meeting with Beretti, and pretty much he's about to snatch up your son, and if you let him go to Creedmoor, you gonna feel like a dumbass. If you let him take our son, like, if you let him take my baby, you gonna feel like a dumbass. And she was just like, don't let nothing happen to my kids. You know how I am about my sons. Anyway, at Hakeem's place, it's like a party. It's girls everywhere. Beretti is working his fingers on different artists, and he's like, oh, you know, if you come to Creedmoor, you can get this and get that. Da-da-da-da-da. Jamal is there. He asks old girl whose name is Chicken. He was like, where's Hakeem at? And then, you know, Beretti sees Jamal, and he's just like, oh, Jamal Lion, you know, I'm a huge fan of your music, you know, it's a pleasure to meet you. And he was like, I heard that you and my brother were going to be doing business together. Can we talk outside for a second? Next thing you know, Jamal pulled a fucking Suge Knight, and he had his ass on the damn balcony about to push his ass off. He was like, hey, yo, Chicken, back me up, get the damn contracts out my bag, because seeing as though you stole from my father, listen. And then Lucious was just like, Jamal. And then, you know, not Lucious, but Jamal, listen, he became a damn killer in this scene. Like, Jamal is really about that life. He told Lucious, you go handle Hakeem, get him, I got this. And, you know, like, give us him. And then, you know, Lucious was just like, hey, give him a little bit of privacy. He looked back, Lucious looked back like he was in shock at what he just saw, because it was just like, you know, damn, Lucious just looked back like, what have I done? It was almost like Lucious was just like, what have I done? Like, you created a fucking killer. Better yet, you created a damn monster. Child, next thing you know, Lucious flipped the curtains. He saw Hakeem and Anika, and you could tell in Anika's face that she didn't want to be there and that she didn't want to do what she did. But Beretti, we know that he put her up to it. Next, we see that Lucious finds out from his doctor that he was misdiagnosed this whole time. So he never had ALS. But I'm reading the subtitles. I think he has MS, which is multiple sclerosis. I hope I pronounced it right. Let me see, because I'm reading the subtitles right now. Hold on. Oh, he has Mothers Graves disease or whatever. It's something. He has some type of disease it's a chronic disease. It's a very chronic, you know, something like muscle disease or whatever, but it's treatable and it's curable. So he told her, you know, get out my house. It is what it is. Thank you for your time. I enjoyed our time together. Get out. Go, go, go. And then Lucious was having a flashback. And in this flashback, he saw, you know, what's been going on these past few months. And it looked like he was about to break down and cry, which he was, you know, crying a little bit. But then he started laughing like the devil. Like this is where I said Lucious saw himself as a god, and that he wasn't taking no shorts. Like, he saw himself as a god, and he just was ruthless. Like, you couldn't stop him. Unstoppable. No, I'm just fucking with y'all. But anyway, alright, we at the 50-minute mark. Alright, I'm about to go ahead and hit the main points and knock them out. Boom, boom, boom. Anyway, next is what happened later down the line. We see Lucious and Andre have another confrontation, this time at the church. And he pretty much said, I'm going to show you what's more powerful. Me, like your God, or me. And in this, he pretty much went to Michelle, and he was just like, you know, this is when, you know, Lucious is a very good actor. Because he was just like, you know, after hearing you sing, that is the first time that I heard God speak to me. And then he pretty much, the devil in him came out, and Michelle practically did sell her soul to the devil, which is Lucious, because he pretty much said, I want to record a gospel record. No, I want to record a gospel song. No, I want to do a record. In other words, an album. And so I guess from this, Michelle White is all of a sudden signed to Empire as a gospel artist. I don't know how that works. I mean, I don't know how that worked because there was no paperwork. But I guess in season 2, we might see more of Michelle White, which again is why I think that Andre might end up leaving Rhonda for her. Speaking of Rhonda, Andre and Rhonda talked. Rhonda had left, and she left Andre for a brief moment and went off somewhere, I guess to her parents' house or whatever, and just went somewhere to clear her head and get some space. And then pretty much she came back during the time that Vernon had came back, and Vernon came back he came out of rehab, and Lucious basically sent him to go spy on Cookie because the feds had picked Cookie up after, you know, she had saw her name being taken off the banner after rehearsal with Rita Ora. She got picked up by the feds, and pretty much now they were building a case against Lucious because they know he killed this guy from back in their past. And, you know, she remembered Lucious talking in his sleep because not only did he talk about that guy that they're trying to pin the murder on him for, but he also revealed that he killed Bunky. And then Cookie tried to kill him, but of course he grabbed her hand in his sleep, and he saw her, even though his eyes were squinted, he saw her, and she, you know, she was just in shock because she tried to kill him, and, you know, she didn't. So pretty much, yeah, they picked her up, and then she was just like, I ain't snitching, I ain't know none of that, whatever, y'all find another snitch, because I'm not the one. I already served my purpose with y'all, with that other guy, Frank. Y'all ain't finna get me again. Y'all damn sure ain't finna get me against my husband, because that motherfucker is more crazier than any motherfucker that y'all need, any motherfucker that I've had to snitch on for y'all. Lucious is 10 times as crazy. So she left them. Vernon had watched her get into the cab, and then he ran and told Lucious about what happened. And then after that, Vernon had went to Andre's house to go talk to him, and him and Andre had a showdown. He knocked his ass out, and they were just fighting, you know, boom, boom, boom. He fucking uppercutted Vernon, and Vernon crashed into the table, and then they just got into a fight, into an all-out brawl. Rhonda had came back, and she was just like, oh my God, what's going on? Oh my God. And she was just like, Vernon, get off of him. And then, pow. And then we already knew that Vernon was dead, because if you don't hear nothing from a person that just got knocked across their head with a blunt object, 9 times out of 10 they're dead. And then also Andre was very upset with Michelle because he was just like, you know, my father is the devil, and you just spread your legs open to him, and you know, you're sinning, you're doing wrong, you're about to sing secular music, you're doing wrong, you gotta walk away from the devil. But Michelle wasn't trying to hear that shit, because, you know, she just got offered a record deal, which is like, you know, oh my God, like, oh my God, me, Lucious Lyon chose me. But anyway, you know, hell, money talks, and sometimes religion walks. Just saying. But anyway, hold on. Oh shit, this is a lot of talking. But anyway, back to it. So yeah, also I'm all over the place now because I'm really trying to hit all the main points. Lucious was pretty much Cookie was talking to Lucious while he was asleep, and she was just like, you know, Ain't nothing good gonna come with you, and ain't nothing good gonna come from you. You let your family members go to jail. You let all this shit happen. And the ghost of Bunky came back, and he was just like, you messed up, Lucious. You thought you can get rid of me. And she was just like, Bunky, what the hell? And when she found out that he killed her cousin, boy, she was ready to kill his ass. Anyway, in the next half of the episode, we all thought that Cookie had actually killed Lucious, and we thought that a lot of people thought that what we were seeing was really a dream sequence, because we all thought that she actually killed his ass, and it was just like, it wouldn't make sense for her to kill him, because it's just like, we need him as a part of the story. Anyway, so yeah, he revealed that he killed her, and he was talking in his sleep, and he was just like, God can't kill me. He tried to kill me once, but I'm cured. I ain't got no damn ALS. Ain't nothing gonna stop me. I ain't dying. Da-da-da-da-da. And Cookie just looked at him like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is wrong with this motherfucker? And, he was like, this ain't no damn goodbye concert. This ain't no farewell. I am God. Da-da-da-da. Lucious was delusional as fuck, and he was all over the fucking place talking about he's a phoenix that's rising from the ashes and all this shit. Yada, yada, yada. So, let's go ahead and move a little bit forward. So, Lucious was at the table. He gave Hakeem unlimited flights on this, unlimited flights in his own private jet. We just all waiting for Creflo Dollar to come around. Anyway, fucking Creflo Dollar. Anyway, next we had him give Andre a golden cross. Everybody got something that was golden except for Cookie, which I get to in a few seconds. He gave Andre a golden cross since he was turning his life over to God. And yeah, this was, also, this was the part where, Jamal and Ryan pretty much, they, made love in the office. And while I did enjoy the scene, it does just seem like, again, that Ryan was only bought in just to, he was only bought in just for sex and lust. That was it. No real relationship after Jamal and Michael. Just saying. Oh, and then also in this scene we saw Hakeem and Anika laying in the bed, and this was around the time Michelle was performing another song, and Andre, he was just at the church, and he was just like so mad. He was mad at her, and he was also mad at his father, because his father is such a powerful man. He's very manipulative. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, after Hakeem and Andre get their gifts, we go over to Jamal, who opens his box and finds out he gets Empire, which of course was very, hold on. Anyway, we all knew that Jamal was going to win Empire one way or another, because in all actuality, really, this is like an alternative universe, an alternative dimension, if you will, of Lee Daniels' life. And Jamal is pretty much nothing more than a younger and a light-skinned version of Lee Daniels, and pretty much this is how I guess Lee Daniels would have wanted his life to be, instead of what it actually was, being abused by his father and all that stuff. So pretty much Jamal won Empire, and of course Hakeem and Jamal were just pissed, and they were just looking at him like, this motherfucker, really? And so in turn, they, of course, they devised a plan to get rid of him, and pretty much, take him down in any way possible. And Cookie had came in, she had got a pillow, and the pillow was pretty much like, Lucious knew that she tried to, kill him or whatever. And after that, it was just so much crazy shit. Jamal ended up having a rap battle with some guy, and some guy who was, I guess, formerly signed to the label or whatever. He ended up having a rap battle with him, and he treated the fuck out of his ass. They had the benefit concert. They were about to go on and perform, but Lucious and Jamal were about to go on and perform when Lucious ended up getting arrested. And they pretty much, the FBI came in and arrested him. And he thought Cookie had tricked on him, but she didn't. Then Jamal pretty much turned his back on Cookie, the one person who was really by his side, aside from Michael. Anyway, the one person who was by your side, your mother, and you turned against her, really. And then, long story short, Lucious got arrested, and he looked at Jamal and Hakeem because he knew they set him up. And he was just like, this ain't over. Y'all thought y'all got rid of me, but you didn't. And, it is what it is. So with that being said, y'all ain't gonna stop me. This is game time, bitches. This is the beginning. And pretty much after that, it had, went off. And that was that. Jamal and Patti LaBelle had performed the song that him and Lucious were supposed to perform. And that was about it. It was a good finale. I liked it. Just really trying to wrap up because I am at the 59-minute mark. I really hope you guys enjoyed this review. Thank you guys for staying with me. I tried to be as detailed as possible. But this is a fucking long-ass episode. It was fucking 2 hours, and I tried to shorten this bitch, which I did. Yay me. So with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. You know, check me out on a social media network site near you, and I can't wait to read all you guys' feedback and comments. And yeah, so with that being said, this is Prince Onyx, and I'm signing off. Peace. Bye.